Okay, we're in about the last couple hours now of Solo and Tabletop Game Fest 2021. Not off to a great start with either of these guys, but I'm hoping things will turn around soon. So Daniel is looking at this blessing of Abdar, and he would like to obtain this blessing. He's got a... This is interesting. To acquire Abdar's blessing, he has to be good at dexterity and disable. So Abdar maybe is a god of thievery or something, or gadgetry, who knows. He has to impress him to get his blessing. Or divine. He has to have the divine skill. So maybe he's just, I don't know, just generally interested in divine things. So the theology of this world is a little bit interesting. You can manipulate the gods to kind of give you their blessing, and it's pretty far removed from a Christian worldview. But I think what's interesting about this whole idea of getting blessings and being able to manipulate the gods, at least mechanically speaking, I don't know if it's like that in the lore of the tabletop game, but it reminds me of of sorcery and divination, these different things that God does not want us to do, because they're all about trying to be independent of Him, trying to get what we want independent of Him, using other powers out there, other options that we can find and choose to gravitate toward, that so that we don't have to be subject to God, so we don't have to live the way He wants us to live, or see life the way He wants us to see life. Anyway, I'm reading way too deep into this to take a rabbit trail off into that topic. Okay, so dexterity disable is going to be the best route for him to try and get his hands on this. He's got a disable ability that's D10 plus 3, basically. So we'll give that a shot. And we got it. Great. Right about now, Damiel could use a blessing. I don't think I'm going to... We have plenty of time. I do not need to rush exploration right now. So I think I'm just going to let that be his turn. Damiel's going to call it a day on that note. And then we'll go back over to Ezran. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's got a bunch of cards in his hand here. Let's see what we're dealing with. Copus. Copus? I don't know how you pronounce this. But he doesn't really have any interest in this. It's not really something he's going to try and pick up for Damiel. I don't think you have to try and acquire things. I'm going to say that I don't. So that's enough of that. And again, not in a rush, so I think he's going to stay put for the time being as well. We'll skip back over to Damiel. And let's see what we have here. Oh, crap! Forgotten Pharaoh Cultist. Alright, so we know that the villain is going to be in one of these two decks right here, but I still need to try and close these other two so that he can't escape. So I'll just have these guys keep trucking away at their various locations. So now this guy is not at the Sepulchre of the Servant, so he does not have the undead trait. So his is going to be a 14. The check against him is going to be a 14. And that feels, even though it's just 2, it feels significantly more doable. Do not grab... I almost grabbed... let me kind of push this forward so you guys can maybe see what I'm talking about just a wee bit more. I just about went for Ezran's deck here. No, this is Damiel, dang it. 14, huh? Well, Acid Flask is going to be my base source of damage. Then maybe my ally here can help me. Yes, yes, this will be part of your learning process, to fight my greatest battles for me. Yes. Gather up your components. Recharge this card to add your craft skill and the poison trait to a combat check by a character at your location. Well, that's me at my location, so my craft skill, that'll significantly boost this. So for your combat check, banish this card to use your disable or range skill plus 2d6. All right, let's start assembling our dice here. Disable is going to be the best one. So that's going to be a d10 plus 4 for starters. D10 plus 4 for starters. If the Bane invokes the acid trait, it does not. So never mind. Can I give it the acid trait by revealing a card? You may recharge a card that has the alchemical trait to add 1d4 and the acid or poison trait. Do I have any cards that have the alchemical trait? No, I don't have any. Okay. And this is the alchemist trait, not the alchemical trait, so I'm pretty sure those are different things. Yeah, because we got alchemical here. All right. So, D10 plus 4, and then plus 2d6 for the acid flask. And then Black Kiss. So this plus 4 is what I have to work with. 4, 5, 6, 7. So at a minimum, I'm rolling a 7, and I need to get a 14. So that's only halfway there. Yeah, let's use Black Kiss. Recharge this card to add your craft skill and the poison trait. Ooh. Ooh. To a combat check by character location. Okay, this is going to be the key to something good. Maybe? Well, no, I guess I had it already with the acid trait. Here, I'm thinking ahead to one of Danielle's abilities that is going to, in a second here, allow him to add 1 or 2 dice. Okay, recharge this card to add your craft skill. So craft, that's another D10 plus 4. So all of a sudden, we got this plus 8. So already that's 12. And let's just have a party, because I might as well. This thing has the acid and poison trait, and I have an ability that says you may recharge or reveal a card to add 1d6 to your check that invokes the acid or poison trait. So sure, let's just show this card. All right? None of my cards have the alchemical trait, so I can't get the extra bonus, but that is going to get me another d6. All right? So now it's this plus 8. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All I have to do is have one of these not be a 1. So I'm going to be recharging this and hopefully recharging this as well. Here we go. Mr. Bad Forgotten Pharaoh Cultist. Smoked. Yes. Goodbye. And I can close this location. I can attempt to close this location. So I will do that in just a moment here. Let's deal with our recharging and stuff. So this one gets recharged. Is this the right deck? It is the right deck. Okay. Jeez Louise. This one, because of an ability I have, I can potentially recharge it. I can discard it. Oh, no. I have to discard it. Discard it, and then I may draw a card. All right. Keeping track here. Keeping track. Okay, very nice. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll finish filling up my hand at the end of my turn. Right now, this guy is done, and I can try to close this location. Succeeded a Wisdom or Divine 7 or Intelligence or Craft 8 check. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the Craft check. So that's going to be a D10 plus 4. D10 plus 4. So that's going to be an automatic 5, and I need to get a 7 off of this. Or no, need to get an 8. So I got to roll a 3 or better on this. I'm still not thrilled with that. Just when I've been that close a few times so far, it has not worked out for me. So I better use a blessing. Let's see. Recharge this card to add 1 die to any check that invokes the acid, cold, electricity, fire, or poison trait. No, not quite. Because any of these will let me add a die to a check, any of these blessings. But sometimes they'll have a secondary ability that will be a little better. Defeat a barrier, discard, no. Blessing of Ra, fire, strength non-combat, no. Check that invokes a fire trait, no. Alright. So I guess just one of these. This I want to hang on to because potentially I can just recharge it if I'm using it on a check that invokes the acid, cold, electricity, fire, or poison trait. And acid and cold are things I'm dealing with all the time, so that could be really cool at some point. Defeating barriers. I don't know, this one I think is the one I'll probably be best to get rid of, because this is going to be most likely to help me when I'm helping Elderast, but as I said, Elderast is usually fine on his own. Ezran, whatever the crap. Like I said, he's kind of Elderast in my head. Or a representative. He's an avatar of Elderast. So, oh crap. Can I use this on just any old check? Maybe not. Fire trait, strength, non-combat. Explore my location. No, I can't. Okay, so I'll use this one. I'll use this one. So I can add a die. I'll add another one of my whatchamajigger dice. And that's going to give me like this plus 8, from which I need to get a 7. So that's an automatic success. And then I need to discard this card, which I can live with. This location is now closed. I didn't get the spell that was in there, but that's fine. I mean, Damiel might not have been able to get it anyway. What did I miss out on? Didn't have to deal with that. That's just a basic ally, not really attractive to me. A couple of bad guys and Dazzle. Oh, and this is just a basic spell. So yes, all right, I didn't miss out on anything here. This location is now closed. One less place that the villain can escape to. All right, so let me put these cards where they belong in the box, and then refill my hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So that's Damiel. Very nice. That went better. That was an acceptable turn. We need more acceptable turns for Pater. They're going to be hard to come by, I think. Did I, at the beginning of this turn, I did deal with that dumb alchemical gas thing. Oh, and I can't leave at this point. I have to move at the start of my turn, I think. Right? Isn't that the... Let's double check here. Move. Give a card. Move. Explore. Yeah, I've already done my exploration, so I can't... At this point, I can't move. So I have to move after I've already started my turn here and suffer the consequences of alchemical gas. Great. All right. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Ezran's turn. Let's see what we got here, Ezran. Hey, a blessing. Well, we'll go ahead and try to acquire this. Dexterity disable. He doesn't have disable. Dexterity's got a D4 plus 1. That's not going to work. Divine? Oh, he doesn't have the divine ability. He's not getting this. All right, so that's just failure. That's fine. Hey, at least it's not a bad thing. And we've got time. We've got time. We're doing really good on time. I don't know about real time. In real time, I've got probably about 40 more minutes that I'm willing to spend with this game, because I want to have time for a little bit of one-deck dungeon after this. And then I still would like to finish the day, last 15, 20 minutes maybe, talking through what I would say are currently maybe my top 5 solo games to play. Okay, so, what the crap? This is what happens trying to do anything other than play this game, and I forget what's happening in the game. It's Ezran's turn. He took his turn. Didn't he? He took his turn. It was something he couldn't get. Now it's Damiel's turn again. So we're going to go... Wait, no. Now I already did Damiel's turn. I mean, I flipped the thing for Damiel's turn. Alchemical gas. That's what we're dealing with, right? I think so. So, remind me again what this thing does. While displayed, if you start your turn at this location, bury a weapon or an armor. Do I have to do that? Do I have... Well, there's an armor. Dang it. I gotta bury it. That super sucks. I don't mind telling you. That's the second armor I've had to bury for this dumb thing. And I mean, I could try to make the check, I guess. There's no reason for me to, because there's no reason to stay at this location. So anyway, I'm leaving. Jeez Louise. So what are the locations we have here that Damiel could potentially be effective at? Intelligence, Wisdom, Charisma check, then succeeded at a different one of those checks. So he has to be good at both Intelligence, Wisdom. He has to be good at 2 of those 3. Wisdom, he's a D6 plus 2. Man, that's going to be tough. Intelligence won't be a problem. Wisdom. What was the other one? Intelligence. Oh, Charisma. No, Charisma, he's terrible. So this is not an ideal location, but neither is it for... Well, Ezran at least has a D8 in Wisdom. D8 plus 2. So Ezran is better off to try and close this location if it comes to it. And does this have a spell? It doesn't have a spell. What do we got going on at the Ghoul Square? When you defeat a non-villain, non-henchman monster... oh, that's just a rule for the occasion. Bury an ally or suffer the scourge curse of the ravenous. So either one of them could probably handle this. And I think Ezran might even have at the moment... Yeah, he does. At least one ally in his hand. Gosh, when you defeat a non-villain, non-henchman monster that has the undead trait, shuffle it into a random other location deck. Jeez Louise. That's lame. That's super lame. Okay, well, it's only if they have the undead trait. They don't automatically have it at this location. Damiel is going to go to the Ghoul Square. Now, let's see. We haven't read the description for the Ghoul Square. What kind of place is this? It sounds quite inviting. In the old market that was once the vibrant heart of Wati, the empty eye socket stalls stare with ill intent. The empty eye socket stalls. I don't even know what that is. Stare with ill... I don't know what that is. I can't visualize that. I don't know what an eye socket stall is. Or what the significance is of it being empty. Stashed away eye socket stalls. I mean, stalls at a marketplace make sense. Empty eye socket stalls? Stare with ill... Maybe that's skulls on display in stalls? I don't know. Stashed away by merchants, hopeful the plague would pass over them. Common goods can be found bundled away from the sight of looters and those who prey on them. New residents crouch on the rafters, watching the bait, patiently hunting. I have no concept of what kind of place this is after reading that text. Stashed away by merchants, hopeful the plague would pass over them. Common goods can be found bundled away from the sight of looters and those who prey on them. Are these ghouls that are actually merchants? Or is this like a square that once was living and thriving? Oh yeah, it says it was once the vibrant heart of Wati. Maybe it's kind of like a ghost town type scenario where it's a square that's now abandoned. And in a poetic way they're telling me that only evil creatures remain wandering these grounds. That would make sense, but that's not necessarily what I get from this flavor text. It's a little too poetic possibly for my taste. If it's not being poetic, I have no idea what it's talking about. Common goods can be found bundled away from the sight of looters and those who prey on them. Looters and those who prey on looters. So looters, it's got to be in an abandoned place, right? New residents crouch on the rafters, watching the bait, patiently hunting. So these new residents, again, we're being poetic here, are creatures. All right, so just some abandoned square that's now inhabited by nasty creatures. I get it. Now, what's the thing I got to remember here? When you defeat a Oh, this is dumb, yeah. When you defeat a non-villain, non-henchman monster that has the undead trait, shuffle it into a random other location deck. So they just run away. They get away from me. I don't like that. All right, here we go, Damiel. What's up? Camouflaged pit trap. Look out! I hope he's able to spot it. He'll have to use wisdom or perception to spot it, or he'll have to dodge it using dexterity and acrobatics. What's going to be the best route for him? Not wisdom perception. He'll just have to deal with this once it's sprung on him. Dexterity and acrobatics. We'll have to go with dexterity. That's just a straight up D10 for him. He's got to get a 7 off of that. 7 off of a D10. I hope I have some kind of a blessing or something that I can use to help me out here. Let's take a look at my hand. Let's see. Well, I want to keep this ally because I need to bury an ally or suffer the scourge curse of the ravenous to close the location. So what? Okay, I got one blessing. I got 2 blessings here. One of these, can I use this against a barrier type thing? Fire trait to any. Oh, hold on. I was reading this wrong earlier. I thought it had to be used on a check with the fire trait, but I was reading these words out of order. Discard this card to add 1 die and the fire trait to any check. So I could have used that before when I was looking at it. Okay. Yeah, this is the one that I want to use. So it's going to be an extra D10 with no modifiers, so that sucks. So using those 2, I got to get a 7 out of those 2. Gosh, I know Eldarast / Ezran is a selfish, bitter old wizard, but is there anything that he can do from where he's at to help out Damiel? I don't think so. That's his checks only. Your... No. No, I mean, he can help him out if he ends up getting cursed. But nothing he can do from where he's at. There is a cool... I think it's Harsk is the name of the character that has the ability to add an extra D4 to an ally's attack that's at another location. So it's kind of like he's a sniper helping him out from far away. It's cool thematically. This is a game that I really appreciate, similar to Mage Knight, how well the mechanisms of the game, the rules of the game, represent the themes that they're tied to. You know, yeah, very cool. I talk about that some in my review of the Pathfinder Adventure Card Game core set. But anyway. Yeah, I guess this is the best I can do. So let's discard this card, roll these dice, and hope for the best. Oh, crap. Of course. Just a 6. If undefeated, each character at your location is dealt 1d4 combat damage, then end your turn. Of course it's a 4. My gosh. And then this gets shuffled back in. So let's deal with this combat damage. Don't have my armor. It got corroded away by the alchemical gas. Jeez, that's my whole hand, isn't it? There it goes. Ow. Ow. Whew. Jeez Louise. Damiel's not doing well. He's got way too many cards in his discard pile. He does have some potential for healing, so I hope one of those cards comes up soon, because I don't like what I'm seeing. All right. Alright. Shuffled, quote unquote. Best as I can, anyway. And then he's gonna refill his hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My gosh, only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards left in my deck. Run out of cards and I'm dead. Let's see, as he's finishing up his turn here, what I got. No potential for healing yet. Wait a minute. Let's see. No healing there. No. Nope. No. Well, I got an armor and some Ushabti thing. I don't know what that does. Can't remember. Moving on. Ezran's turn. Well, Ezran, Let's see what we can see. Blessing of Ra! Strength melee, that's not going to happen. Divine 6, also not going to happen. That's fine. Ezran, or Elderast, as I still think of him, is not terribly interested in getting the approval of the gods. Alright, so that's going to be the end of his turn. Right? Back to Damiel. Damiel, listen, just take it nice and slow, man. Nice and slow. Okay? You've been put through the ringer a bit here. You just need to hang on for a little while. In fact, maybe I shouldn't even explore. Maybe I should just let Elderast go for a while. I don't think I quite can bring myself to do that. That henchman is still in here. That henchman is still in here. Wait a minute. Didn't I say earlier that, based on what I'd found, the bad guy has to be in one of these decks? Oh yeah. Where was I before? That he was fighting... Oh, that was Ezran that fought the henchman there. So, the villain could be in here. I mean, we'll see. Alright, let's just keep going. Burning Tar! Okay, well, it's a barrier. I'm glad it's Damiel. He is more suited to barriers. More of a gadgety, thievy kind of guy than Ezran is. If undefeated, you are dealt 1d4 fire damage. Bury any cards you would discard as damage. Okay. So, Dexterity, Acrobatics, Perception, or Craft. Well, Craft is going to be absolutely what I use here to avoid the Burning Tar. Gosh, I should be able to acquire the Burning Tar. Oh well, at least I should be able to dodge it. Come on now. Or create a counter agent of some kind with my alchemical skills. Alchemical skills. Still working with this splint I've had for about a month. Okay, crafting. What's his craft? I got lost in thought there for a second, and it wasn't even a useful thought. D10 plus 4. And I gotta get a 6 off of that. So, come on, those odds are really good, right? D10 plus 4, this plus 4, I need to get a 6 off of that? That means I need to get as long as I don't roll a 1, I'll succeed. Right? Am I doing that math right? I suck at math, but come on. D10 plus 4. 5, 6. Just don't be a 1. Okay, 0 counts as 10 on a 10-sider. Oh my gosh. All right. Goodbye. End of turn. End of turn. Didn't have to use up any cards. That's exactly the kind of turn that Damiel needs for a good while now. He needs lots of turns like that. Back to Ezran. Ezran, what do we got? Wall sides. Great. If undefeated, you're dealt 1d4 combat damage, then recharge your hand. Put this card on top of its location deck. Ugh, no thank you. Dexterity, Acrobatics, 4. Well, he's got a Dexterity of 4 plus 1. Or Disable, or Knowledge. He's got a Knowledge, right? Yes. Okay, his Knowledge skill is a D12 plus 2. D12 plus 2. And I need to get a 6 off of that. A 6 out of a D12, so okay. I gotta roll at least a 4. Not comfortable with this. Recharge this card to add 3 to your check to defeat a barrier. That sounds good. Yeah, I think I will. So then, this plus, what was it? D12 plus what? Knowledge, so D12, this plus 2. Now it's this plus 5. So that's an automatic succeed. If I recharge this, that's an automatic success, because I'll at least get a 1. Okay, I'll take it. Yes. Yes, I will. Oh my gosh. Gone. I'm feeling it a little bit. I don't like where Damiel's at right now. I do not like this situation for Damiel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Draw 2 more to finish up. 6, 7. The hand is reset. Back to Damiel. All right, Damiel. Oops, that's the deck. How about the hand? Look at the hand. Let's see what we got. Desert Trapper. Okay. Okay, so this is a non-villain, non-henchman monster. So if I defeat this... Oh wait, that has the undead trait. So this doesn't. So it doesn't necessarily... It's just the undead stuff from this location that gets shuffled into another deck after I beat it. Alright, so Desert Trapper. The difficulty to defeat is increased by the scenario's adventure deck number. So this is going to be a 9 combat check. Each character may play no more than 1 card on the check to defeat. Come on now. Ugh. Alright, so it's a 9, and I just got to have a really nice card. This is the only one I have. Corrosive Dagger. Do I have any ability that wouldn't count as... When you would banish a card that has... No. You may recharge a card that has the alchemical trait to add 1d4 in the acid or poison trait to a combat check by... Yeah, recharging is not the same as playing a card. And if it is, I choose not to believe that. You may recharge or reveal a card to add 1d6. And revealing, that's not playing a card either. You're just recharging or revealing. Okay, I got this. I'm going to work around your whole limitation, Mr. Desert Trapper. Why would that be thematically? Why would it be that the Desert Trapper, maybe because he's a trapper, so he takes you by surprise. And so if you're going to avoid him, you have to react really quickly. You can't just think about it and get all your supplies out, ready all your spells and potions and equipment and stuff. He's a trapper. Gets you by surprise. So, he's going to try and surprise me, but I am not easily surprised because I am Damiel. Damiel the Magnificent Alchemicalist. How about? So that's going to be this card, Dexterity or Ranged Skill. We're going to go with Ranged. That's D10 plus 2. Plus 1d4. So that plus 2. You may additionally recharge this card to add another 1d4 and the acid trait, which I totally will. So this plus 2, and it's acidic now. You may recharge a card that has the alchemical trait to add 1d4 and the acid or poison trait. Let's see here. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Do I have an alchemical card? That would be even better. No, I don't. Okay. You may recharge a card that has the alchemical trait. Okay, so that's not going to work. You may recharge or reveal a card to add 1d6 to your check that invokes the acid or poison trait. This one does. Yes, because I'm recharging it, so it has the acid trait. If the card that I reveal has the alchemical trait, I can add another 1d6. So I don't. So it's just going to be another 1d6. So it's all of this plus 2. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As long as they are all, as long as at least one of them is greater than a 1, then I got this guy. Got him. Nice. Okay. And I still only played 1 card. Can you believe that? He's got some really cool abilities. I really, really dig that. Feels good. And then this one gets recharged, right? Recharge this card, yes. Good. Not discard. We don't want to be discarding. Very nice. And then I will draw... Oops. Bumping my camera here. 1, 2, 3, 4... 5. Oof. Well, he is low on his ability to do combat right now. He's got a ton of blessings and some defensive capabilities, but he is not... I have no weapon. No potions or anything. Ah, I thought I'd picked up like some cool acid bombs or whatever, but I remembered, oh yeah, I had I got my whole hand wiped out at one point. Okay, back to Ezran. What do we got, Ezran? Sand Creeper. The Sand Creeper is immune to the piercing and slashing traits. Not going to be a problem for Ezran. Before you act, recharge any cards that have the electricity trait. Do I have any cards with the electricity trait? No. No, I don't. Nice. So I used that electricity spell that I had a while back. Great. So, any other modifiers? Anything else I need to be aware of? Monsters you encounter have the undead trait at this location and are immune to the mental and poison traits. But, oh, and what's the deal with undead? Oh, undead have difficulty increased by 2. Okay, so he is an 11 to defeat. The Sand Creeper. What do we got here? Spear of the Watchful Guardian. For your combat check, reveal this card to use your strength or melee skill plus 1d6. You may additionally recharge this card to add 1d6. If you would fail this check, you may discard this card to reroll the dice, take the new result. That is pretty cool. Revealed this card to add 1d6 to your perception check. So I need to get an 11. This would give me 2d6 plus 1. That's still, well, 2d6, what's my strength thing? 2d6 plus 1d4 plus 1. That's maybe still closer than I'd like to call it. Reveal this card to add 1d4 in the fire trait to your combat check. If you fail to defeat the Bane, discard this card before you take damage. So I could just reveal it. And this would just be revealing too, unless the roll fails. Then I can discard it to reroll and take the new result. That spear is pretty cool. But immolate, I mean, I tend to be drawn towards spells. That's 1d6. Here's 2d4. Gosh, I need better spells. I need better spells, man. For your combat check, discard this card to use your arcane or divine skill plus 2d4. After playing this card, if you do not have either the arcane or divine skill, banish it. Otherwise, you may succeed at arcane or divine 7 check to recharge this card instead of discarding it. So if I used these, I'd get d12 plus 2d4, d12 plus 3d4 if I go this route. Right? d12 plus 3d4. Or 2d6 plus, 1d4? I think immolate's the better way to go. Even though I could re-roll with this, I don't know. I don't know statistics. Can't do the math. So we're just going to go with immolate. That is d12 plus 2d4 plus, what did I say? It was the arcane ability. So arcane is going to be 1, 2, 3. So this plus 3. And then on top of that, what ability do it? When you encounter a bane that has no. No, when you may recharge a spell to add 1 die to your check against a bane that invokes the acid or electricity or cold or fire or poison trait. He does not evoke any of those, or invoke, or whatever the crap. So no, that doesn't help. Alright. Got to purely work the cards here. None of Ezran's abilities that I can see are going to be helpful. So, it's this plus 3, but then I can add this on. A bane. Okay, the bane itself. I was checking to see. Okay, does the check need to invoke the trait, or does the bane? The bane has to. Otherwise, because see, I'm adding fire to it. Well, I guess it was going to have the fire trait anyway, so never mind. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and reveal the fire gecko, and that'll add another 1d4. And I'll have to read the rest of it once I fail to check, as I very well might. But that plus 3 is what I have to work with here. And I got to get an 11 out of that. I mean, I think my chances are okay. I guess... Still not as good as I'd like them to be. That's the thing. Still not as good as I'd like them to be. Is there anything here that... Can I just recharge one of these? I sure can. Look at this. Hang on a second. Your location... No. Yeah, baby. Look at this. Recharge this card to add 1 die to any check that invokes any check. Not at your location, not by you, any check that invokes the acid, cold, electricity, fire, or poison trait. And this one invokes the fire trait. So that means I get another D12 plus 3, so it's this plus 6. And I have to get an 11 out of that. And all I have to do for Damiel is recharge this. Me likey. Me likey. Alright, this plus 6. Need an 11. Wait a minute. This plus 6. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I got it. I win. I win at life. I wish. Let's see here. Yeah. So he's dealt with. Frabjous day, baby. This I just revealed. So that goes back into... Am I getting my hands mixed up again? Hang on, don't get Damiel's stuff mixed up here. Damiel's hand is here. There's Ezran's hand. And then this one I can try to get. Arcane 7. That's going to be a D12 plus 3 for me to try and recharge it. Got it. Nice. So that recharges. Very good. That's the kind of turn I like to see. And then maybe need 1 or 2 cards to reset my hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, just 1 more. 7. Okay, okay. We're hanging on. We're hanging on. We had a rough start, especially with Damiel. Damiel's hanging on, even being useful in some surprising ways. Let's see how he does when it comes to his own turn, though. I don't know. A Shazalku. Shazalku. The Shazalku is immune to the cold and fire traits. Okay, that may not be an issue. Before you act, each character at your location must succeed at a Wisdom 6 check or recharge 1d4 cards. That sucks. Okay. Okay, those things help with... Those things help with the combat and whatnot, so I just got to do a straight-up Wisdom 6 check. I don't think I can pull that off. D6 plus 1. I got to get a 6 off of D6 plus 1. No. Alright, so I got to recharge 1d4 cards. 3. Fantastic. Ugh. I have no ability to defeat this thing. I have no ability to defeat this thing. I might as well just, like, ditch everything except for my armor, right? Oh, or hold the phone. Recharge this card to ignore a non-villain Bane's power that happens before you act. Maybe I should just do that. But even so, a 9 combat, he's got to do... my default attack die without any kind of cards is a 4. So, at most, I'd have 2d4 to work with. I can't beat him with a 2d4. So I'm going to have to take this... Let's see. Bury this card to reduce cold, combat, electricity, or poison damage dealt to you to 0. Oh, I think I've been forgetting something this whole time. That all damage dealt to me is poison damage. And I was supposed to pick up a Scourge at some point. Yep. I might have remembered that if I wasn't streaming. I don't know. Who can say? I don't know. 9 minutes, and then I gotta be done here. So I don't think we're gonna finish this one, but that's okay. It's the middle of a campaign for me anyway. I've had a long road before this and an even longer one ahead of me on it. Do like this game though. Let's see. Bury this card. So since I conveniently now am remembering that this damage. Oh wait a minute. No. I'm recharging. This isn't damage. This isn't damage. I'm just having to recharge 1d4 cards. Just have to recharge 3 cards here. What kind of damage is he going to do to me? Just combat damage, right? But combat damage is included in these things. So I ditch these, hang on to this, reduce the damage to 0, shuffle the bad guy back in, and then my turn's over. Oh my gosh. Recharge at least. Recharge. That's something. But I gotta bury this. So sad. So sad. Alright. Damiel, not doing well. Not doing well. We've got so much left in that blessings deck that's tracking the time that I have for this quest. So much left. I might just have him like sit out the rest of this. Boy, am I getting called 2 times in a row? If so, I better make sure it's not somebody that's like really in trouble or something. I think we're okay. If they call a 3rd time, then I may have to answer, given who that was. What was just happening? See, I should have turned my phone to Do Not Disturb, and then I would have gotten no call, and then I would have been able to maintain my focus for just a little bit longer. I cannot multitask. Like I said at the start of the day, I got those timers on my phone, they run my life. But they break my focus. Like coming out of a dream. I don't even know what was just happening a minute ago. Whose turn is it? I guess it's maybe Damiel's turn. Oh, I'm shuffling. I'm shuffling. Because the monster got away. And so I'm shuffling this deck. Okay. Alright. I'd rather be playing this without the lights and the camera on. So I can play it like this. That's the way I want to play. But I don't do... Oh, whoops, I'm looking at this hand of cards. This is the location deck. Okay, now my sister's calling me. I gotta take a little break, guys. It was gonna be time to reset a game soon anyway. I gotta take a break. Hang on. Okay, so we have to have a change in plans. I have to pick up my son at school. So everything's fine. He's not hurt or anything like that. But I got to do this now, unfortunately. Crappy situation. I do not know if I will be able to come back on and finish the rest of the stream. It's possible that I could, but it's also possible that I will not. So I apologize for that. I will, yeah, we'll just see. Just keep an eye on however you were alerted about this stream. I try to put out on social media when I'm going live, and so if I'm able to go live again today, then I will be sure to put the same notifications up, and we'll just see what happens. But otherwise, got to be a dad. That's the nature of the beast. Thanks for sticking around as much as you did. I think either way, I'm probably I was about to be wrapping up with this game anyway. So if I am able to come back, I'll play a little bit of One Deck Dungeon and then maybe talk about what would be my current top 5 solo games. So anyway, going to take a break for a little bit. We'll probably be at least 30 minutes or so. Sorry, guys. Bye-bye. Oh, hang on. I just saw this. The Backlog Vault. You posted this question the other day. I didn't see it till the very end. When I'm doing live streams, this is in the notes below. But if you want to have a better chance at getting my attention, you put at Christian Geek Central, no spaces, then I see it highlighted in orange. And so I didn't notice your question the other day, but I felt bad that I didn't see it until after the stream was done. Board games, card games, D&D the most. apples and oranges, I'd go with board games and card games together in one category. Probably prefer them over D&D because D&D takes less work. Or, excuse me, board and card games take less work. I'm usually the one that's going to end up role-playing or running a role-playing game. And then also, I think that D&D can be a lot of fun, but a lot of it's dependent on the group that you're in. And so, since most of my tabletop gaming these days is solo, I think the versatility of board games and card games to play solo whenever I want. I mean, these days, if you just ask me what I'm more into these days, due to stage of life and just life circumstances, what is most conducive and therefore most often able to be enjoyed by me, probably board games and card games. In terms of the heights of my enjoyment, the very spikes of my enjoyment, probably not D&D in particular, but a paper and pencil role-playing game probably had more heights of enjoyment there. But it's very unreliable. And you can also have plenty of nights, in my experience, that are just kind of like, okay. So on average, I'm much more likely to get a consistent amount of enjoyment out of board games and card games. And so those are going to be my go-to. All right. Thank you for your question. Let's see here. John Wilkerson says, tyranny of the timer's going off. I like seeing these games played. Haven't seen any of these in the quote-unquote real world. Well, thanks for watching, John. I really appreciate it. Again, if I'm able to get back on later on, I will be. Otherwise, or either way, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye. Once again this year, I'm raising funds for children in urgent need, this time fundraising for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, which provides free treatment for children facing life or death circumstances, and shares its cutting-edge life-saving research with hospitals all over the world. To raise funds, I'm leading members of the Christian Geek Central community in our Game Save 21 event, which you're still welcome to join by following the link in the description below. And once again this year, I'm drawing attention to our team's fundraising by performing a 24-hour marathon of video gaming that I will stream live on youtube.com/ChristianGeekCentral beginning 6 a.m. Pacific Time on Saturday, November 6th. You can donate or get more info by clicking on my fundraising page in the links below, where you'll also find incentives and rewards for doing so. For donating $5 or more, you can choose a topic for me to share my sometimes overly strong opinions on during my live stream. For $10 or more, you get the previous reward and a download code for a free copy of the Spirit Blade Special Edition audio drama. For $20 or more, you get the previous rewards and you can choose a game for me to play during my November 6th live stream. Pick a favorite or torture me with something terrible or rage-inducingly difficult. At $30, you get the previous rewards and you can choose a song for me to sing during my November 6th live stream. Pick an old favorite of yours or just make me humiliate and torture myself with something no one wants to hear. And at $50 or more, you get the previous rewards and a download code for every MP3 product at spiritblade.com. That's an $80 value. On top of that, I've set some fundraising milestones that will unlock strange and unusual happenings as I reach them. At $200, I'll have a free download day for everyone who visits spiritblade.com on November 13th. And as my total goes beyond $200, I'll unlock increasingly more content for that free download day. And depending how far beyond $200 my fundraising goes, during my November 6th live stream, I will show a photo of me you will never be able to unsee, put on a pair of frozen socks and a frozen t-shirt at the same time, shoot water up my nose with a turkey baster, and have my wife Holly play a video game with me for 30 minutes. And if I reach a personal fundraising total of $500 or more, I will do a 2-hour jump scare live stream before the end of the year featuring only the games that terrify me most, including Dead Space and PT. Now, I don't want to do that, but I know you sick people want to see that, so you're going to have to pay money to make it happen. And if I reach my $500 goal by the end of Thursday, October 21st, I will do a 4-hour live stream on Monday night, October 25th, doing my pathetically absolute best to get good at a game in the Souls genre. Now, there are some stipulations and time limits on those rewards and milestones, so quickly follow the link below to my fundraising page for all the details. I hope that you will be a part of helping me and the Christian Geek Central Game Save team do some good for some kids and families who really need it. And then please join me at youtube.com/ChristianGeekCentral for my 24-hour video gaming marathon starting at 6 a.m. Pacific Time on Saturday, November 6th. Hope to see you then. Oh my gosh. This is all kinds of wrong.